The return of Diana, Freed being freed, and a redemption brawl for Roy and Lucario. Let's talk about Pokemon Horizons episode 132. So everyone has arrived at Diana's castle to recruit her for the final mission, and luckily for us, her Petrant has a poison Terra type, completing the 18 types needed. But poor Freed gets tricked by the Mochi and placed under the wacky Kibi curse. I guess he should have tuned in for that episode. It's so fun to see everyone come together, and we get so many real wholesome interactions in this episode, but the main focus is on Roy. He wants to master his new Mega Form, but he feels Lucario is being a bit rigid and just needs to relax. And we get such a wholesome scene where he's just sat relaxing, singing with all of his other Pokemon. This is what I'm talking about. This is Roy going back to his roots, and I love that this was the thing that made Lucario calm down. We got a rematch between Lucario and Hawlucha, and they've set up this giant ring in the castle. You've got crowds of all the Pokemon that live there watching. You've got Murdoch, Freed, and Diana on comms, and Cap reffing. It was so awesome to have all of this set up like a live wrestling event. They even had like a poster before the episode, which makes even more sense now. And to top it off, we got a great battle with such fluid animation. Roy preaching patience to Lucario. Don't force your way in. It reminds me of a previous lesson that he's drawn on, like against Rhyme. I had my doubts over how quick Roy was mastering this Mega, but in the context of this episode it was done really well, with Roy focusing on calmness and being one with Lucario and its aura. So Roy manages to master the form, and Lucario learns Aerial Ace. Some beautiful animation with Mega Lucario Z gliding around the ring, and Roy and Lucario get the win over Mayonnaise and Hawlucha. Mayonnaise, with his lessons of wisdom, he leaves the group, and the rest of them set off for Rakwa. This was a pretty great episode, just a really fun, wholesome atmosphere throughout the whole thing. They brought it back to the basics with Roy leaning on his singing, and him realising, yeah, I need to relax. We need to enjoy battling again, and Lucario needs to be less stern. And it resulted in victory and a new form achieved. So overall, this episode gets an 8 out of 10.